I'm Annie Fleeting, broker owner at Next Home Beach Time Realty.
And I'm Bill Harder, a former CPA, and now I have the honor of working on the Annie Fleeting team as a realtor.
So Bill, I want to ask you the question that we've been hearing a lot lately. Is it a good time to buy a condo in Florida?
I think it is, Annie. Yeah, there's a lot of inventory out there now, and prices have stabilized. They only went up 1% over the last month, and now it's a really good time to buy.
Right, which is a very different story than we had last year in 2022, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So inventory was extremely low.
Right.
There were loads of multiple offers, so people were fighting to get property, and prices were escalating at an unprecedented rate.
Yes, they were. Yeah, it was definitely a seller's market then.
Right. And now we have, how many months inventory is it we have now?
About 2.5.
Right. So in a stabilized market is 6. So we are seeing a market that's a bit more normal.
Now, by stabilized, what do you mean?
Well, I mean that there's about the same number of buyers as there are sellers.
Okay, so it's not a seller's market, not a buyer's market. It's just
right.
Right.
Right. Correct. So, so in terms of inventory and choice, it's a good time.
Right.
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 Then the other question is, well, what about these really high interest rates, right? We're looking at what, 7.09 right now.
Exactly. And I hear they're scheduled to go up next month. So.
Ouch.
Right.
Right. So, but there's a lot of talk. We were reading in the Wall Street Journal that they had an article that said, it's maybe time to stop waiting for your forever house and get into your let's start to build equity house.
Right. Just get your foot in the door, get things accumulating. The rates won't be high forever.
Right.
And you can start building up equity for your dream home when it's available.
Right. And especially if you get a variable rate mortgage.
Right.
Of course, cash is king.
Yep.
Right.
Always.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. So in terms of how the market is going, actually, we're sitting pretty well for people that want to buy a condo in the Florida market.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Prices are up there, but you can buy too early, but you'll never spend too much. So
right. Well, because prices are still escalating.
Right. You still get your value will still increase. Your
right.
investment will increase over time.
Right. And that's really something that it's important for us to be able to point out. So even though we have, what is it, a 51 point something percent increase in inventory of condos right now, and that's just for our local market here in the Pinellas Realtor Organization. Right. Prices are still going up, but at a slower rate, 1%.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So that's a good thing. But now there are other factors going on too, where we have Senate Bill 4D, right?
Right.
And Senate Bill 154. And we'll talk about that more in a different video that we're doing, a different video blog. But I think it is important to point out in this that, yes, it's a good time to buy a condo, but you need to make sure that you buy your condo in the right condominium building.
Exactly. There's a lot of caveats to that we'll cover later.
Right. And that has to do with the new milestone inspection, right? That we know every condominium that's 30 years of age or more, whether it's near the coast or not, is going to have done by December 31st, right, of the year they turn 30.
Right.
Yeah.
And they need to be done for sure by the end of 2024.
That's
December
right.
31st.
That's right. So it's important that you actually do all your due diligence for any condominium that you're going to buy, right? Which would include, a number of different things, not just asking for the milestone inspection, because it might not be available, right?
Right. Not at this time. Yeah.
Not at this time. So another reason why it's important to have a realtor to help you navigate.
Exactly, because speaking of due diligence, a realtor needs to dog all the appropriate sources to make sure that they're getting all the documentation that's available.
That's right.
And it's a lot easier for a realtor to contact the homeowners association, the property managers, and just stay on them.
Right, and it won't be our first time having done this.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So this is secondhand to us. So in summary, you would say?
Now is a great time to buy a Florida condo, and there are condos out there with issues, but part of the milestone inspections are helping find those issues. And with a qualified realtor, you can get to the bottom of those issues.
Right, perfect. All right, so there's your answer. Yes, it's a good time, but you need to be careful. There's some caveats, and it's important to make sure that you cover all those bases before you make your decision. Hey, thanks, Bill. I appreciate that.
All right.